Okay, so Jesse here with Verdugoadventures for basically how to explain how to fillet a catfish. I just got done filleting a whole bunch of trout. We had a real good day yesterday. We caught a total of 7 trout and this 1 catfish. So catfish are a little bit harder to fillet because their skin is really tough. But basically I'm going to use the same method. It's still the easiest way. You just change it up a little bit at the end by cutting the meat off of the skin, and I'll show you that. But let me go ahead and start out by lift up his front fin here. I'm going to cut right behind it, right all the way up until the back. Okay. In fact, I cut a little bit far up, and you see this looks like its stomach right there. You don't want to puncture that. If you puncture that, then you're in trouble. You make a mess. Okay, so I'm just going to run this knife all the way to the end of the tail. Okay, I'm going to make a slice right there. Okay, watch out for these pokey
barbs,
because they will definitely get you. I'm trying to go around this organ here. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Can't quite tell yet, so I'm going to just... Now, as far as catfish, they don't have the amount of bones that a trout does, so you're just going to feel for its for the spine and run along the edge of that. Okay. Alright. Just kind of go back and forth until you get all the way down to the end where just the skin is holding on the fillet. Okay. He's a little skinny little guy. You want to make sure you don't puncture any of the organs, or else, like I said, you're in trouble.
It defeats the purpose, right?
Yeah, it defeats the purpose of doing it this way, basically. Because the whole point of this method is to avoid having to get into all the organs and all that. So, I'm trying to... Yeah, skin is so tough. Okay, and the meat is pretty much stopping right there. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and slice in front of the fins. Okay, you don't have to cut off any fins. Nothing. Okay? And that's all this guy really has to offer. This is all bone right here. It's all part of its rib cage. And I'm not going to cut into that, or else I'm going to get into organs. And then there's the fillet. He's a scrawny little thing, but there's some meat on there. Okay, let's go ahead and flip him around. Alright, no problem. Get him inside my little fish gripper here. This fish gripper, especially for catfish, works great because the fish is difficult to handle while you're trying to make your cuts, and definitely makes it easier. Look at that. I hit that organ that I was trying to miss, so like I said, you just don't want to go too far in off the bat, because I just hit that organ. You're going to run your knife...
Not too bad, though.
Not too bad. Bring your knife all the way along to the back end. Make a slice right there. I'm going to start on this end and work my way down the side of his body. Okay. And like I said before, they have this catfish have this big monster rib cage right in the front, so you kind of got to angle your fillet knife around that. Okay, and I'm just going to slice the skin that's holding the fillet on in front of all the fins. That way you don't have to cut anything. So there's the catfish. All of his edible meat is filleted off of each side. There's nothing else there. All of his organs are still intact inside of the fish. In the garbage. Okay?
Way less cleanup time.
Way less cleanup time.
That's enough for 2 people.
Okay, yeah, that'll feed 1 or 2 people. That's fine. He's a little guy. Okay, let me show you how to get the meat off real quick. Off the skin. This skin, in my opinion, is unedible, and most people agree with me. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take like pliers and rip the skin off in the beginning and then fillet it. I've tried that in so many different ways. It's very difficult. It's a pain in the ass, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. So here's the easier way. You fillet each side. Go ahead and make an incision right here in the middle, right until you feel the skin. Don't cut all the way through. And then you're going to go ahead and run your knife along the back of its skin. Okay, make sure you get a good grip. Okay. Alright. And as you can see,
Wow. That came out really nice.
there's no more skin on there. Very simple to do. Look at all the skin's still there. You got all the meat off. Flip it around. Starting in the middle like that is the easiest way to go about it, in my opinion. Okay, and you just use the rest of the skin to hold on to and fillet the meat right off the skin.
Wow.
And that's it.
That came out smooth.
There's the skin with no meat left on it. And there's the meat right off the skin. Do the same thing to the other side. And you're all done filleting your catfish. Thanks for watching another episode of Verdugoadventures, and check out our how-to section on we're going to be setting up videos on how to set up your rig, how to fillet your fish. Pretty much everything we're doing in our fishing videos we're going to explain how to. So stay tuned, subscribe to us, and thanks for watching another episode of Verdugoadventures.